You are not too emotional. You've just never been taught how to use your emotions as your strength. And the truth about emotional intelligence is it could save your relationship or finally show you if it's worth saving. In this video, I'll walk you through the emotional skills I wish I had before I got married. You will learn how to communicate without begging, how to love without losing yourself, and how to respond without shutting down. Because sis, you are allowed to feel deeply and love deeply because that is powerful. The last thing you want in your relationship is to coil up and never feel. It's to coil up and never communicate. It's to just hide away and never experience the awesomeness of a relationship, of a marriage, of a love, of an environment around you that was meant to bring joy into your life. So if you're up for that video, please make sure to hit subscribe. Welcome if this is your first time in my channel. My name is Freshandi Chu and I am passionate about helping you create a life that you love and enjoy. So do tell me in the comment sections how you think I can help you in your point in your relationship. I am not a relationship expert, but nobody is actually. We all learn through experience. Whether you've gone to school to learn psychology or relationship or anything of that sort, nobody is an expert in relationship. You learn through experience. And my experiences differ from one person to the next. So if you think I am able to assist you in your relationship, even in the slightest, please make sure to leave it in the comment section and I will do my best to give you any information, any knowledge, or even probably in future bring you experts to dig deep into all this psychology and emotions that we all get to feel in this lifetime. So what really is emotional intelligence? Because that sounds like a big word. EQ is simply the ability to understand and use or manage your emotions. Let's break it down. Self-awareness means you can recognize what you are feeling before you explode or shut down. Empathy means you can understand others' emotions without taking responsibility or trying to fix them. And emotional regulation is a game changer. And being able to deeply feel and letting go of emotions that don't serve you is power. It's being able to deeply feel and letting go of emotions without driving the car off the cliff. When you master it, you become the calm in chaos, the safe space in your own story. And that is exactly what all of us would need in any and all situation, whether it's professionally or socially or spiritually. This is how you need to handle things with an EQ that allows you to be present, to be aware, and also to experience things in a way that is only meant for you to feel without crashing, without breaking down, without shutting down, or without even drowning, which is what we all get to call depression. That's drowning. So this is why it matters. EQ isn't just a personal skill, it's a relationship necessity. Chemistry might start a fire, but EQ keeps it moving, keeps it from burning the house down. Emotional intelligence shows up in subtle ways. Silence treatments, passive aggressive comments, all these little things that you observe in relationship, emotional shutdown. We do this a lot. Constant over explaining. I used to think that silence is peace, but sometimes silence is just an unspoken pain. And this is what happens most of the time as a woman. Emotional intelligence is something you have to learn to speak truth clearly, calmly, confidently, and that changes everything in your relationships and all of things that I just mentioned earlier. You have to learn what emotional intelligence is because we are very emotional beings as women. And I'd like to say that no woman anywhere in the world does not experience high emotion or heightened emotions at some point in their life, at some point every single month, at some point every single year. And it is something that is inbuilt and it is meant to be there, and it's not meant to be a bad thing, I promise. It's actually meant to be an awesome thing for the naturals that we are, for the life that we get to bring into this world. It's actually meant to be an amazing and a great thing. It shouldn't be something that works against your life, that works against your dream, that works against your profession, that works against your social life or your professional life or your spiritual life or anything for that matter. So I hope that this message is actually bringing you the intensity or the life that you need around your life right now. Let me take you back just a little bit. I used to hate crying. I did not like crying. I just felt like there was a time I believed that crying made me so weak, angry. that if I just kept quiet, someone would just love me just a little more. I didn't know how to name my needs. So instead, I punished with silence, with mood swings, with distance, and I called that being strong. That's not being strong, not one bit. One day during a regular argument, I finally saw it. This wasn't love. This was an emotional survival. That's when I knew I didn't learn how to understand myself. I keep breaking my own heart waiting for someone else to figure me out. And that's not how it works. I'll tell you something. When I was younger, in my preschool years, I remember there's always that group of girls that would decide to pick on that specific girl, and I would be that specific girl that a certain group of girls would like to pick on. And whenever something would happen, and I'd say being emotional is not something I started yesterday, it started a very long time ago. And I remember that this lady, every time they would poke on me, they would ask me, oh, are you going to cry? Do you want to cry? Are you crying? And I'm not actually crying, I'm just quietly listening. So it would be something that would actually happen. Truth is, I was crying, and while sometimes the tears would not be on the outside, I was literally crying. So I'd say that I have always been a very, very emotional person, whether it's me on the receiving end, or it's someone else I care about on the receiving end. I would be the person who feels that emotion, who gets furious, who gets concerned, who gets deeply to feel that emotion, whether it's my own or someone else's. I would be that person. So that girl was actually, I don't know, maybe she knew, or they had already seen I was someone who was very deep, and in so many ways. Like I said, there's a video here I posted when I talked about how I used to pray when I was very young, when I was in my preschool years. Still, I used to pray even back then. So I knew that my emotions were more than maybe a regular kid or something of that sort. I would feel things, I would experience things, I would observe things. I was literally too present for my age, I think, at that particular time. And therefore, I would just look at girls behave in a certain way, and I would be like, oh my goodness, that's a lot. I don't know why. Maybe it's being the fifth of 8 kids, and I get to observe how the older kids behave and how the younger ones' siblings behave, and I get to be in the middle of all this mix. Maybe it's that, maybe it's just how I was born, but that's me and that's my story, and I'm here to tell you that it's possible to actually use that to create a good life for yourself. So, are you ready to feel your emotion? Are you ready to understand or build your emotional intelligence? Because this is how I did, and this is how I developed the muscles. Here are 3 very practical ways to start now. First, name your emotions before they actually name your reactions. Instead of saying, I'm just annoyed, say, I feel unappreciated because I cooked and no one noticed or no one said anything about the meal. Second, say, I feel instead of you always. That emotional change shift from blaming someone. Thirdly, set boundaries and don't over-explain them. It's just not necessary. You will dilute the meaning of the boundary you just set for yourself. So you don't have to be disrespectful. That's it. You are not being mean. You are being emotionally mature, and that is something you need. These small shifts, they are going to turn your chaos into clarity. And most days, you will find yourself happier and going about your day, knowing that you did not, one, offend yourself or offend someone else, or say something that you did not have to, or react in a way that you ask yourself, what was that? Brother, you. Here is what I've learned. No relationship can thrive in emotional chaos. And if you would like yours to thrive, whether you are dating, married, or learning how to just love yourself, EQ is how you hold space that your emotions is trying to take without letting them control you. You are not broken. You are just untrained. And that changes today. I hope that this video spoke to you. In fact, I hope that it does help you change something in your life. So, if you are ready to grow your emotional intelligence, this month, drop your thought in the comment section. Let me hear it. I'm reading every single one. And don't forget to hit subscribe, because next week I am teaching you and talking to you about how to say no without guilt. It's not mean, it's mastery. You've got this. I promise. I'm walking with you and I'll make sure you get there. So hit subscribe and let me see you in the next video.